Welcome to the Arsenal Show. We are live. And we've got Steve and Jerome in the building. How you doing, Steve?
Hey, mate. All right. Good.
I'm good. And how you doing, Jerome?
Yeah, fine. Fine, thanks.
Arsenal. This is the Arsenal versus Leicester post-match reaction. Steve, first of all, let's get straight into it. Quick thoughts on the game before we go into the player ratings.
Look, at times, mate, I don't know, let's think of a good word. Mesmerising at times, something that I haven't seen at Arsenal for a long time now. We was told a few years ago that the process was being put in place, and it certainly is. I thought at the beginning, I was a little bit worried at the beginning. I thought Leicester started pretty well. They put us under a little bit of pressure. It was closing the stand, or they was doing their best to close the stand. But we stood up. We stood up to them. We never let them get into the game. They tried to get into the game. We never let that happen. And again, very similar to the Palace game. There's not much I can really say that was bad about it. I love the way when we went a couple of goals down that when you think, Arsenal normally just drop. I mean, when is it you can remember Arsenal sort of going down and then just hitting back that quick? But it doesn't surprise me with that team because they all seem to be on the same level. They seem to be on the same page. Everyone seems to be, into what Mikel Arteta wants to do. And at the moment, mate, I'm buzzing.
Nice. Jerome, what was your quick thoughts on the
game? Look, great result. Very good performance at times. But until about 5 minutes to go, I was still a bit worried. I still felt, it might just be me, but I felt like we could concede at any time. I had that sort of fear throughout the whole game, basically. Mm-hmm. Whether it's due to, I just wasn't comfortable until there was a few minutes left. But yeah, great result, and move on to the next one.
All right. So we've got the player ratings coming up. Steve, Arsenal 19 shots on target. We scored 4, but it could have been quite a few more.
Oh, it could have been loads more. I mean, Jesus could have had 4 or 5, in the first half, and also probably another couple in the second half. It was just continuous pressure all the time. Yes, Leicester, they've got attacking players. They play off the front foot. Wherever they go, they're going to create chances. I didn't really feel as like what Jerome. I felt pretty okay with it. I didn't feel they was going to do anything. When they scored, I was shocked. There was 2 very, very soft goals. I mean, the highest order. I mean, Brendan Rodgers said after the game, we felt we give away soft goals. Well, if Arsenal's ones were soft, mate, I certainly don't know what yours ones were, because they were the most softest goals you're ever going to get this season. So, grab them up and put them in the bank, Mr. Rodgers. So I was never under any pressure, that we was going to lose, that, obviously when the team goes behind, you always worry about how they're going to react. The reaction was something that I feel that we've really got to sort of, Arsenal fans have got to look at that reaction, because that's a side of a challenging side that wins trophies. Teams that go behind, teams that get pegged back, and then straight away, bish, bash, bosh, you go up there, you score the other end, and you're back into the same position and you're running the game again. Oh, I was really happy, mate. Very happy.
All right. Let's get on to the player ratings. Let's start with you, Jerome. Aaron Ramsdale.
Maybe a 6. I felt he was a bit, although it got turned over, I thought he was a bit lucky with the penalty.
Do you?
I thought he done well. I thought he done well with the penalty.
He put himself in a position. I didn't think he needed to come out. And once you made that decision to come out, any slight clip, it's a penalty. I felt you could possibly. I thought the second goal, I thought we should have done better with, but you do see those goals scored. And the first goal, I think it was a miscommunication between him and Saliba.
Yeah.
I think if you want my honest opinion, this isn't just Ramsdale. I think we're going to concede a lot of goals this season.
For what reason?
Ramsdale makes me nervous. I think he always gives the other team a chance. Is my worry, because Leicester, like you said, we were so comfortable. That's why it was worrying me, because we seemed so comfortable. Yet this team conceded 2 goals. Like the first goal was out of nothing; it was just a long ball. And yeah, he just worries me a bit, Ramsdale.
Right.
So I'll go for 6 for him.
Right, 6 for Ramsdale. Rome. Steve, Ramsdale.
I'll go for the same marks. I'll go for a 6. But probably for a little bit different reasons. Just probably, I would have given him a 7, but I just thought, no one can deny that he wasn't at fault for the second goal from Maddison. He should have had that. He'll tell you that he should have had that all day long. So my marks is a 6. As far as the penalty was concerned, yeah, I see the point that he couldn't have come out. But I thought I thought he didn't touch him. I thought he did very well to take his body away. The ball was going, wasn't going anywhere near the goal, in my opinion. It was going off for a corner or a goal kick. I can't remember who touched the ball last. But yeah, I thought he did all right. I thought I'd get forward again and thought he made a very good save. He made a very good save earlier on from Fofana when he come steaming out of defence, and we got caught then. And he took a shot and he saved that well, and he also saved another couple. So yeah, I would have given him a 7, but because of the mistake for the Maddison goal, I'm going to give him 6. But I thought he done all right.
I think 6 is a fair mark. I get where Jerome's coming from with regards to he takes risks. It's part of his game, and I think with those kind of the goalkeepers where they play it out from the back, they take risky passes.
Yeah,
you're never going to get away from that. It's always going to be there. What they do have in their locker is the fact that they're good shot stoppers, and they're usually on the ball because like you'll see. Victor Valdez was very similar. I wasn't a massive fan of Victor Valdez, but you'd see Victor Valdez make a mistake and then make a great save afterwards, and I would always be like, he's just lost the ball in the first place, and but he's alert to it. They're always going to be alert to it. So. You've seen it quite a few times. It even happened against Leicester last season where Aaron Ramsdale fizzed out a ball. It went straight to a Leicester player and he made a save off of it straight away. So it's part and parcel of it. I think he has been not been his best this season so far, but he's made some vital saves in both the games he's played. I think just over time, over the next few games, they start picking it up. So Aaron Ramsdale with a 6. Jerome Zinchenko.
Very good one. He was superb yesterday. He was sort of wandering around the whole pitch. He was excellent. I know he played well first half against Palace, but I thought this game he was much better. Didn't really. I can't remember. I think for their goal. I don't know if he was either out of position or caught upfield a bit, but apart from that, he was excellent. Lovely bit of skill on the touchline in the second half. I don't know if you remember, he played very quickly between his 2 feet up the line.
Yeah.
There's a little clip of that around. He was superb. If we could give half scores, I'd probably give him a 7.5, but
don't do halves on the show.
I'll round it up to it.
Oh. What are you giving him? An 8.
Yeah.
All right. Zinchenko with the 8. Steve, what are you giving Zinchenko?
Yeah, I agree with everything that what Jerome said. I thought he's coming forward. He was excellent. Forward passing, running off the ball, continuing the runs. Not just making that first ball, but looking for the second ball all the time, trying to get forward. He didn't get in the box many a times, but he was very much on that, involved in everything that was going on up the other end of the pitch, and that's something that I think he's got better than Tierney. He's not just a crosser of the ball. He can play the through balls through the channels, and he's always looking for it. I thought he was excellent. He probably should have done better in with a shot that he had in the was it the second half where or the first, I can't remember now, but he shot over, but he was always on the periphery of the game. And I'd give him a 7. Yeah, another excellent performance for him, and someone who's I think he's sort of made that little bit of a spot his own for a while, I think.
7 for Zinchenko. Steve. Gabriel Drone.
The funny thing is with these centre back pairs is that all eyes are on Saliba now, aren't they? So it's you sort of notice him more than Gabriel. But yeah, he had a fine, solid game. Vardy had no change out of either him or Saliba, really. Just a very sort of normal, strong Gabriel performance. So I'll give him a 7.
Yeah, I'm happy with those performances from centre backs. I'd rather they weren't noticed.
Yeah,
just keeping it steady. I said that last week. I feel that's what we're going to get a lot from Gabriel. Didn't really notice much about him. Just a steady, assured game. And like you said, Vardy didn't get any change out of him except for that dive. Steve, Gabriel.
Yeah, very, very good, very assured on the ball. You know, another typical Gabriel performance. No frills, just passes it out when he passes it out. When he won the ball in the air, when he was meant to be. Positioning, I always thought was excellent. Not much more to say. I'd give him a 7 as well.
All right, 7 for Gabriel all round. William Saliba, Jerome.
Yeah, this is the interesting one, isn't it? Considering what happened during the game in terms of the goal and how he responded to it, I know Arteta already mentioned it in his post-match press conference. Amazing. He could have gone to pot after that mistake. His head could have dropped, couldn't it? We've seen it happen before. A player makes a mistake and it's sort of, you got to get him off the pitch. They're misplacing passes, but I don't think he put a foot wrong after that. He played exactly the same before the goal as he did after it, same as he played before. And really amazing. And the crowd, I know I wasn't there, but you could hear, and I spoke to my dad and my brother who were there, the crowd just backed him so much after that. Yeah. That's amazing. If we're trying to negotiate a new contract with him, I'm hoping that things like that, like the love he felt from the crowd and the support, I hope that will sort of help persuade him. I'm sure it won't do, but I'd like to think that it might. So considering everything that happened, I'll probably give him he was brilliant. He was brilliant. I'd give him another 8, despite the goal.
All right. 8 for William Saliba from Jerome. Steve, William Saliba.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not taking anything into the own goal. It was just unlucky. He had to get something to it, whether it was a foot, or his head. He got his head to it. If he would have got something to it, then Vardy would have put it into the back of the net anyway. So I'm not going to take the own goal into me marks at all today. I thought he done well. I thought, what I noticed as soon as he made that mistake, like Jerome said, he didn't let it bother him. He sort of shook his head, shrugged his shoulders, and just got on with the game as if nothing's happened. And I think that just shows, the character of the boy. And if he's like this at his age that he is now, then 3-4 years time, this guy is going to be absolutely incredible. I thought his quick one-touch football, coming out of defence was fantastic. There was a time when he was it was one with Zinchenko over the bar, and the ball Leicester was under the attack, and they played it through. And, Saliba just came from nowhere, like gazelle, just whoa, who's that? Where's he come from? And it was like this big man himself, William Saliba, just come in, intercepted it, quick one-touch football, which led to the cross to the header to Xhaka it in the post, and then Zinchenko was shooting over the bar. So, yeah, very good from Saliba. But I'm still going to give him a 7. I thought he was the same as Gabriel, because I thought they was both as good as each other today.
7
yesterday.
Saliba. Ben White. Jerome.
Yeah. No, I need to watch it again. But some people are saying that maybe he might have been a bit at fault initially for the first goal. I don't know if you guys remember that at all. in terms of like the ball being played, and he might have lost his man, perhaps, or he wasn't sure where the ball was. As I say, I need to watch it again.
First goal was
There was a long ball played up. I think they flicked it on.
Oh, that was the own goal, weren't it?
Yeah, the own goal. I need to watch it again.
Yeah, I can't even remember.
But apart from that, another solid game from White. I can't really remember who they're sort of. I might have been James Justin might have played on the left wing perhaps. So he didn't really have to do too much defending because they basically played a fullback sort of on the wing.
Uh-huh.
So he didn't really have to do too much defending, but he was fine. I'd give him a 7, Ben White. No issues with him. I think it's going to be hard for Tomiyasu to get back in the team, to be honest.
If you're trying to keep continuity and people playing for their shirts, yes. But I do feel like if it comes to a situation where Ben White's just been playing all right and we're losing a bit of width and we need a right back, then I think Arteta will make that change. But right now we're winning and Ben White's playing well still. So
he hasn't been playing poorly to take him out of the team, has he?
No, and look, he come up against one of his toughest tests of the season last week in Zaha, and he done all right. He done all right. Do you know what I mean? Zaha didn't score. We won the game. We didn't concede. He done all right. So he ain't going to get much tougher tests than that. He did well yesterday. I can't remember. I'm trying to watch it now to see if there was. But I will have an update on that in about a minute, I think. But yeah, what you giving White?
I think 7 for White.
7. All right. Steve, Ben White.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's going to be very difficult for Tomiyasu to get back. I don't think he will get back. There's no need for him to get back at the minute. I'm an advocate of, if you're in a winning team, you don't change it. And I think Arteta's like that. So I don't think Ben White be coming out. Didn't think he did anything wrong yesterday. Again, I'm not too sure either about the goal. It's not something that stands out to me that he was at fault. But as I say, I'd have to take a look at that. But look, one thing that he give us, and again he give us it in the Crystal Palace game, and he give it to us in the game against Leicester, is those runs that when he moves into the midfield. No, he can't get down that line. No, he can't get down the flank. No, we can't get balls in the middle. But he frees up that extra player in midfield when he can come in and he makes that extra run, or he can cover in the midfield area. And people are not noticing that, because if you watch the whole 90 minutes yesterday, the amount of times you see Ben White in that right side in midfield forward, so our other midfield players could go further up the pitch, it was a lot. So that might have been an occasion when White maybe have came into the midfield and someone may have got down the left-hand side to get the cross in. He may have got caught then, but it seems to be something that Arteta wants him to do. So, but I thought he had a very good game. Was he as good as Gabriel and Thingy? Yeah. I'll give him a 7 as well. It's close to a 6. I'm thinking about a 6, but I'm going to give him, just because I just love the way he moves in, does that extra bit of things that sometimes people don't notice. That work he does in the midfield. And I think that's why he's at right back in the moment. So I agree with Jerome. I give him 7.
Have you seen it? Have you seen it?
Yeah, as you can probably see by my face, it literally is just happening now. It's literally just happening now. Basically,
he didn't know where the ball was, or he didn't know where the man was. He was caught in no man's land, sort of thing, wasn't he? He wasn't tight enough to the man when the ball got played. Was
he in the midfield? Was he in the midfield when he got caught? Was he over
So there's a long ball over the top. I don't know. I think that's. Could he have been tighter to his man when the ball was? It's a long ball, a long diag. Yeah. Could Ben White have been tighter to his man? Look, there's still a lot to do here. And look, if you're honest, Ben White's looking at that like there's no danger. Saliba's cleaning this up. I think, I'll be interested to see how Saliba deals with that next time. Because I think Saliba next time is either sending that into Rose Ed, or making sure that goes wide of the goal. I think Saliba's header back.
Do you think that's what he was doing, trying to header it back?
I think there was an element of that. But then I think he's caught in two minds. He's headering it back, potentially seeing where the goalkeeper is, and then sort of trying to get a nick on. It was all very quick. But I feel like next time Saliba's absolutely crucifying that ball into Mars and taking no chances, and then just going back to basics and then going on. Do you know what I mean? I think it was just an unlucky one. To pull up Ben White on that, I think would be a bit harsh. I think people might be picking opportunities there because it's Ben White and it's William Saliba. So rather than, I wouldn't read too much into that. Thomas Partey.
Bit of a mixed one from Partey because he done a couple of, I think, amazing Cruyff turns when he had the ball sort of under pressure and just turned out of it and gave himself loads of space. And then he sort of misplaced the pass afterwards. So you sort of saw the best and worst of him really in this game, Partey. I'd probably give him a 7. I know it's a bit of an average score. Yeah. He's too sloppy in possession. It's like an easy part. There was a couple of easy passes. There was one in the first half when I think the pass was onto Saka on the right wing. I think he hit it first time. Just went out. He went out for a throw, and I don't know if you remember that one, but just some sloppy passes that a player of his quality you wouldn't expect him to make. So yeah, 7.
All right, Jerome gives him a 7. Steve, Thomas Partey.
He does like these Cruyff turns. I mentioned it last post-match in the Crystal Palace one. I said he was doing Cruyff turns in that game as well. So I don't know what he was. I don't have been watching some, late 70s Dutch, Holland versus Germany matches in the World Cup videos and watching Cruyff do his thing. But he seems to be doing it quite regularly recently. But yeah, I agree with you, Jeremy. Sorry, Kieran. He was a bit in. He was a bit out. It was some passes that were loose. Overall, he was very solid. Again, you've got to think of the role he's playing. He was playing obviously in that deeper role where you're not going to be doing wonderful, mesmerising football. You've just got to do the safe, and you've got to be strong. And he was all that. Did he have a performance on the levels of Gabriel? No, I don't think he did. But I thought he was solid, and he did not have a bad game for me. Just got to get that sloppiness of his passing out a little bit more. I'm not going to go as high as a 7. I'm going to go a 6, but that's not a low 6. I still think he was very good. And he had a good game.
All right, Granit Xhaka, Jerome.
Very important timing of his goal. Popping up with that was for the game. That was massively important to score so soon after their goal. Similar to Partey, I think, done some very good. He keeps the ball very well with Zinchenko and Martinelli on the left. There was, I think, when Ramsdale made that very good save early on, I think it was Fofana. For some reason, it was Fofana that was in that position, and I think Xhaka got caught on the ball. He had the ball. I think he maybe thought he had a bit too much time than he had. Someone just nipped in front of him, got the ball, and that's when they broke and nearly scored. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah. It was.
But he was fine. He's obviously getting forward a lot more, which he's obviously been told to do. I thought he was all right, but that the timing of that goal was massive. So maybe a 7 for Xhaka.
Steve, Granit Xhaka.
You ain't going to be surprised. I thought he was outstanding. I agree with the game that what he did right early on with the ball he give away. But after that, he was absolutely exceptional. His tackling, his passing, his intelligence was second to none. The amount of times he was getting in the box, he was second getting inside the box next to Jesus out of everybody on the whole pitch and the whole game. He's the leader, he's the man, he's the man on the pitch, he's the captain on the pitch. He's the captain on the pitch, and I believe he's turned every Arsenal fan should be looking at him now. And when you think that we should have sold, we was in the guild sell this bloke for £12 million to Roma, it's an absolute joke. This guy's worth 35 million. I've told people for so long now. Everybody's turning round. The crowd have turning round. They're all cheering his name, but he was absolutely outstanding. I can't. The only thing he did wrong was right from the off, but from then on, I thought he was outstanding. He's got his goal in the right place at the right time. He played that number 8 position of going forward. He was excellent playing balls into the channels. He was part of the goal with the Jesus, Martinelli, and then Xhaka through to Jesus for the goal, for the first goal. He was involved in everything that was going on. He was miles better than Partey. I'm sorry to describe. He was different level than Partey today. I would go a 9, but I'm going to give someone else a 9. But I give him an 8.
Granit Xhaka was an 8. Yeah, I thought Granit Xhaka was quality today. Yesterday. Like you said, he's involved in a lot. Always, he's keeping the game ticking over. He's building a nice partnership with Zinchenko, and he seems to be in the right place at the right time as well, quite often going forward. So yeah, he's holding down at number 8.
Can you believe it? We were going to sell him for 12 million. Can you imagine if we'd sold him for 12 million?
Yeah, but we weren't. That's the thing. Like, that's the point. We weren't.
People wanted to, though, didn't they? People wanted him out. People wanted him out for 12 million.
There was always going to be people that, look, you can't take away from the fact that what's happened in the past, and there's always going to be people that aren't going to change their opinion about the geezer. However, the majority of the Arsenal fan base is well on Granit Xhaka's side now, and I wouldn't even. It's 98%. Right?
Yeah.
It's very hard to say that there's anyone that's not backing Xhaka, because he's been doing well for the past 2 seasons, or since Arteta's been here. So it's taken some people a little bit longer, but I've been speaking to some of the staunchest Granit Xhaka haters, and they're saying he's doing a quality job. So like there's nothing to really there's nothing for anyone that's really on the other side to really say at the moment. I'll just go through a couple of comments before we go on. Nathan, our man, the Duke Ellington, it says, what a performance from Arsenal. Great seeing them balling out again. Jesus, perfect player for you guys to take to the next level. Definitely. Good evening. It was Fofana who took the ball from Xhaka and turned into prime hazard. Yeah, he did. Fofana yesterday, I feel like he's praying for that Chelsea contract, because he was getting forward quite a lot for a centre back. Xhaka was absolutely class yesterday. Xhaka was a definite 8 or 9, one of the man of the matches. I think the Amazon documentary just helped people's opinion on Xhaka. I think Xhaka in general has helped himself, to be fair. He done that interview before the Amazon Prime one came out, where he was just spoken very honestly about his situation. I think he opened himself up to a lot of people, and I think they respected him for that. Honestly, it was the best I've seen Xhaka play, and I ain't even waffling. And you definitely do that a lot, Colette. So it was good to see you. I'm joking. Martin Odegaard, Jerome.
God.
It's an hard one, this one, actually. It's an hard one. I'll tell you what,
if he wasn't captain, he'd probably been the first player to come off.
Yeah.
And he's such a funny one, Odegaard, like the last couple of games. The Palace game, I thought he was very poor. This one, not fantastic either. I don't know what it is, to be honest. If you had to rate him, maybe a 6.
Are you expecting more, or is it just that he's been poor?
Probably a bit of both, to be honest. I'm definitely expecting more, and I don't think he's been that great. So yeah, I'll probably give him a 6. Look, the way he pressures people, running after them, is brilliant. That's great, but he's probably mainly in the team for his quality on the ball rather than how he chases people down. Just expecting more, really. So yeah, 6.
All right. Steve, Martin Odegaard.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not worried about him. he's had two pretty average performances against Crystal Palace and again yesterday. But I'm not worried about him. I think you're spot on, Kears, when you said, like, do you expect more? We expect more because we know what Martin Odegaard is capable of. Over the last two games, he hasn't shown us that yet, but it will come. I've got no doubts about that. Yesterday, he was very quiet. I mean, I've got, like, when I'm writing my notes down and I'm writing certain things on pieces of paper, because I'm getting old, my memory's going, so sometimes I have to write things down. But there was nothing on there where I was saying, oh, Odegaard did this, Odegaard was involved in that. There was nothing. What I will say was that in the second half, he did start to play better towards the end of the second half. The back end of it, where he started to tick. He started to get more involved up front. He was passing the ball around a little bit more, but he was far too quiet in the rest of the game for me. Whether that's because there's so many other names there now, and there's another player I'm going to mention in a minute who I felt could have done more, but he needs just to. I'm not worried. Two quiet games, not a terrible game. I'll give him a 6 as well.
All right, keeps his 6 there for Steve. Bukayo Saka, Jerome.
Yeah, well, probably a bit of a quiet Saka game as well, to be fair, wasn't it? If you're comparing both wingers, you know which one's probably going to come out with a higher score. Again, with Odegaard, we are expecting a lot of Saka, and he was sort of the go-to man last season, wasn't he? All our hopes basically rested on Saka. So he might have been under a bit more pressure, but yeah, bit quiet. I don't know if that is because of he's playing with Odegaard, who obviously is being a bit quiet, and he's playing in front of a right back who's not normally a right back. I don't know if that's made a difference in Saka's game, but he doesn't seem to be involved as much in terms of running at defenders, having lots of the ball. I just think he hasn't seen a lot. Sorry, I don't think he's seen a lot of the ball. I think that's what it is really. But his play is fine. Just like to see him more involved. So maybe 7.
All right.
Yeah.
Saka was a 7 from Jerome. Steve, Bukayo Saka.
Yeah, look, very very similar to Martin Odegaard, quiet by his standards. It's a good point you made about the right side with Odegaard and Ben White not getting up that far of the pitch. Again, there's nothing of note really when he got the ball. He never really did much with it. I mean, as for not getting on the ball and not doing as much as in a game, I think now Arsenal would look what we wanted. We wanted a team to take some of the pressure off Bukayo Saka, because, like you've already said last season, and when we've had match shows during the close season, we've always harped on that Saka needs help. We need people to take the pressure off Saka all the time. We're looking, give the ball to Saka. The last 2 games that hasn't happened, yeah, and in a way that's a good thing. Maybe sort of, even though he's on the pitch, we give him a rest while he's on the pitch. Because a lot of the play's been coming down Zinchenko. A lot of the ball's obviously going down the other side with Martinelli. Jesus is on it. Martinelli's on it. Zinchenko's on it. We've got Xhaka now, who seems to be getting much more forwarder. Now you've got like five players on the pitch now, plus Saka, who's a 6. Before, when we was like last season, it was just Saka and help. But now he's on the pitch and he's getting rest. And I think in the next 2 or 3 games, you're really going to see Saka start really ticking again, and we're going to have that more danger over the right-hand side. But I think it's like mainly because of the personnel now, the players that we've brought in and the way we're playing, that Saka's that little bit more quieter, and we're not really used to seeing it. But I think it's a good thing. I don't think it's a bad thing. But he'll come good. He'll get more into games. And I'll give him a 6. But again, I'm not worried about Saka, and I'm quite happy with the way the team's sort of building around him, and I think it's helping him. and I think it will help him as the season goes on, and he'll become better.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's one of them things where Jerome makes a great point there, where he said you've got a different right back, and then Odegaard then not being in the best form. Because what I've noticed with Odegaard this season a couple of times, maybe less in this game, but definitely in the Crystal Palace game, he's gone for the little through ball or the little cut back, and he's just overhit it. So I think that's just, again, it's getting into the pace of the games, getting to match fitness, linking up with people again, stuff like that. That will come over time. Definitely with the right back situation where he's not having someone overlap, so it's all on him, and he's probably getting marked out of the game. So he's got to think of different ways to sort of draw out a man and get into different advanced positions there. That's all for his development. And I think just saying that, like, when everyone ticks in this team, when we have a game where Saka's on it, Odegaard's on it, Martinelli's on it, Jesus is on it, Partey, Xhaka, Zinchenko, when everyone is on it and playing at 8, we're going to absolutely destroy a team. I'm worried for everyone out there, because we are going to absolutely obliterate teams when everyone's on it. We're waxing lyrical about this team, and Saka and Odegaard ain't even turned up in the last 2 games, and that's not even being harsh on them. That's not even being harsh on them. Yeah. Like, Saka scored his first game. So
yeah.
Like, and Odegaard is because we're expecting a lot more from him, because we know how good he is. Like when he finished off the end of the last season, like in the middle of the season with Saka, when they've got that form, devastating. So, yeah. Martinelli, Jerome.
Yeah, brilliant, wasn't he? Brilliant.
Yeah.
A lot of people were saying beginning of the season, like, this is going to be like the year when Martinelli sort of breaks out and you notice him a lot more. And yeah, he's absolutely different class. I saw a tweet earlier. Someone said, like, he's verging already on, like, being world class. Like, that's how good he's been playing. And his goal, like, you want to see work rate in how hot it was, running back to win the ball, then sprinting back towards the goal, finishing with his left foot from outside the box. That's not a goal you normally see Martinelli score, that type of finish with his weaker foot. Like, that's a very un-Martinelli-like goal, but his work rate for it was amazing. Even his corners are good. Like, he's been taking a lot of corners, and they've been excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's top class. He's top class, and yeah, he give him a 9 for yesterday's performance.
What he has got is he's got a world-class attitude, mate. I know you've watched that All or Nothing. I ain't watched the last episode, so don't even spoil it. But he says they do a little interview with him in there. We'll have to do a little All or Nothing pod run. He did a little interview in there with Martinelli where he says, I train 100% every day because if I train 90%, I won't ever get to 100%. If I train 100%, I'll be able to be better, and I'll keep on being better. That mentality there, is the mentality of someone who's going to be a world-class player. Yeah. People may look at it's the difference between a Messi and a Ronaldo. And Messi works hard, but Ronaldo had to work harder because he wasn't as naturally gifted as Messi. Whereas Messi is that where Ronaldo's had to have athleticism to his game as well. And he kept on striving to be better, which is why at 37, he's still one of the top goal scorers in the Premier League. Same with Zlatan Ibrahimovic. That sort of mentality takes you to them places. And Martinelli is getting better and better and better. And there's no let-off either.
Yeah, you know, Klopp is a very good judge. He's signed a lot of very good players for Liverpool. And he said it about Martinelli a couple of seasons ago. He sort of singled him out. And when he's singling you out, then you know that you're doing something right. And fans' favourite as well. Like, yeah, he's top draw.
And what he does is he's all about the football. He's not about money. And he loves and appreciates that Arsenal gave him that opportunity because he got rejected through a lot of big teams, Barcelona on multiple occasions, Man United, Real Madrid. They all rejected him. And Arsenal gave him that opportunity when he was in the second or third division. And he really appreciates that. So, yeah, stay forever, sign him forever. What mark did you give him?
9 for Martinelli. Brilliant.
Steve, Martinelli.
Yeah, I mean, we see his attitude going back 2-3 seasons ago when he was asked, about, getting into the Arsenal side, and he's literally turned around and said, I don't care if I'm playing, starting on the pitch, just love to play for Arsenal Football Club. And he's just carried that attitude on, through the seasons. And yeah, I mean, look, Martinelli on one side, Saka on the other, incredible. I mean, you may even say that, Martinelli's sort of the one who you can see in the future even surpassing Bukayo Saka. I think he's got probably more to his game, and I think he probably could do that. He's back to his form of when I said a couple of seasons ago that he could be world class. A fantastic goal. He looked like he knew he was going to score it before he hit it, didn't he? I mean, he just sort of looked up, see the corner, put it in the, whacked it, beautifully placed, fantastic. But the kid's got something else. I said at the beginning of the season, I was a bit worried. Look, whether he could take it on to the next level. I wanted to see him take it to the next level because he wasn't playing well towards the end of last season, and I did get worried. But that worry's sort of just gone. Look, there's no doubt about it that Jesus coming in has lifted him to another height as well, put him to another level. You become a great player with great players around you. You can't become a great player with average players around you. And when you've got Zinchenko behind him, where he does a lot of the running, Martinelli doesn't have to do the running, the back, the fourth. So his concentration is mainly on is going forward. Jesus, obviously, and him have just worked together fantastically. They know each other from the Brazilian side. I mean, who knows? I mean, in the future, that could be the front two for Brazil, the front two for Arsenal. But yeah, I mean, incredible player. Just so exciting. And yeah, as you've already said there, just sign him up, as quick as possible. And in Liverpool, we ain't going to let him go. I think Martinelli's happy. As far as his marks go, I'll give him a 9.
9 there.
You're right. If Marquinhos comes in like him as well, and £7 million we paid for this kid. What's he worth now, eh?
Marquinhos again. He's done it again the other day. Done it again. Scored a goal again. Three games in 3 goals in 2 games, and he was again frightening. He was against Everton. This kid, Martinelli. Look, get Edu Gaspar. Keep them Brazilians coming in, man. Keep them coming. Gabriel Jesus.
He done all right, didn't he? He done okay. Unbelievable, isn't it? Unbelievable. I mean, the best bit for me of the game, not his goals, not his assists, when he controlled that ball from Ramsdale with his head and then spun Johnny Evans and the defender just won the ball. That was like a wow moment. That was like, oh my God, that is amazing. Like,
it's Alexis Sanchez again, isn't it?
Yeah, that first goal was basically the same as Sanchez's goal. I think it was in the Champions League a few seasons ago. He scored pretty much that exact same finish. He's just different class, and it's not just him; it's what he does to the other players. It's the opportunities that can come because of his movement. That's why you got to have a mobile centre forward. You have to have one, not because it's nice to have someone that can run around a lot, but because he creates opportunities and spaces for other people and
makes defenders think.
Yeah. Arteta said it, didn't he, after the game? He said, look, I wasn't a defender, but I'd have hated to play against him.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to score a lot of goals this season. I think, like I said at the beginning of the show, I think we'll concede quite a few goals. Like, I don't think we'll have a much better defensive record than we did last season, but we're going to score a hell of a lot more goals.
I'll take that, as long as we're winning.
Yeah, and Jesus is just a massive part of that. And I think he just wants to keep him on the pitch. I know we've got Eddie in reserve, but even his substitution was quite late, wasn't it? He didn't come off with like a long time to go, Jesus.
I think that's probably more to give him the hat trick opportunity.
Possibly, but look, it's a bloody hot day. He'd already been involved in 4 goals.
Brazilian.
Do you know what I mean? How much? Yeah,
he's fine. He's fine. He's fine.
He doesn't feel the heat. He doesn't feel the heat.
He's Brazilian.
Yeah, it's another 9 for Jesus. Brilliant.
Yeah, he was mesmerising at points, and he could have had what? We had a hat trick of misses. He could have had about 6 goals easily.
Yeah.
Steve, Gabriel Jesus.
It was just an incredible afternoon. What more can I add to what's already been said? I mean, great movement for the for the goal. Gets for the second goal. Getting to the back post. What a finish for the first goal. Great move. Great build up. Looked up, bent it in the top corner. Absolutely outstanding. And then as you've already said, he could have had a first half hat trick. Great turn shot by the keeper. Probably should have scored. Turning Johnny Evans. I mean, he must have been retired after this. After after that day. I mean, because he was absolutely mesmerised. I mean, the putt, but he just don't stop moving. He's everywhere. If you're trying to do a fan cam on Gabriel Jesus, I mean, it's very difficult to look because he's absolutely everywhere. The quick passing in the Leicester half was mesmerising at times. He was picking the ball up in the midfield, but he was always there in the box at the end of the move. What more can you say? I mean, he reminds me. There was a bit of skill, wasn't it? You remember in the second half where he's just jinked his way around about 4 Leicester players, and he's took the shot and it's just skewed wide at the post. The first thing that came into my mind was Mo Salah. Mo Salah's like him. He does what Mo Salah. If you say Mo Salah, they go, "What Mo Salah? He's not as good as Mo Salah." But I tell you what, this guy. He looks better for Arsenal than he does for Man City. I mean, he does, even after 2 games. I see him enough playing for Man City, and I'd never see him as good as this. Whether it's he's at a place where he's happy now, and he knows he's going to get game time all the time. He always wants to score goals. I love it that the fact that when at half time he's going in the dressing room and asking the guys to turn on the video and say, "Could you please just show me the one I missed so I don't miss it again in the second half? I want to know what I did wrong."
Yeah,
that is unbelievable, isn't it? I mean,
hungry.
That's hungry. That's quality, and you'd guarantee he's come off at the end of that minute probably not happy that he hasn't scored his hat trick. You're guaranteed that. He ain't far off a 10, is he? Probably if you would have got that trick, I would have given him a 10. But yeah. I give him a 9. Absolutely outstanding. Reminds me a bit like Van Persie, a bit like Mo Salah. I think he can be as good, if not better.
Yeah, he's you want to compare, but you can't because he's Gabriel Jesus, isn't he? He's going to be one of them, isn't it? We'll be comparing others to him now because he's just different to what we've had. He's a goal scorer who's got skill, samba magic in his feet. His work rate's ridiculous. He's got that tenacity. He's everything. He's everything. He's good in the air. And
strong as well, isn't he?
He's strong. Yeah, strong. Yeah.
I mean, the movement for the second goal, wasn't it? The movement for the second goal where he's just gone back to the back post and just nodded it in. I mean, that's quality.
The little dink, the little Xhaka, Martinelli. Bop. Yeah.
I'll tell you what he does. I've noticed it the last couple of games. It will look a bit different because he's a very different type of player. But do you remember Canu? He used to do this thing, Canu, where he'd open his body up and he'd move it with the inside of his right foot past the player. He does that, Jesus, but he does it sort of in slow motion as well, but it takes him past the player. He done it in the Palace game. When he went on that run near the beginning of the game, he dragged it with the instep of his foot. And it just made him go past the player. He's done that a couple of times.
Yeah,
there was actually a nice bit in the game with Odegaard, where there was just a lovely one touch passing between Odegaard, Martinelli, Jesus, and Zinchenko. But it was lovely. Little through the legs. It was quality. It was quality. Yeah. Let's get on to the subs quickly. Tommy Assi. Good to see him back.
Yeah, great to see him back. Picked up a yellow card, didn't he? I think he's probably not really match fit. I think he got turned a bit by was it Dewsbury Hall, I think, and picked up a yellow card. I just think he needs to get properly fit, doesn't he?
And properly fit. Look, we've got Ben White in there doing his job, so there's no rush.
Nah, that's it. Yeah, it's hard. It's really hard. How long was he on the pitch for? 10 minutes, maybe a bit longer. I can't remember, but yeah, nice to see him back. And I'm sure, like we said, he'll build up his match fitness and give Arteta a headache. I guess it's 6, maybe.
Steve, Tommy Assi.
Yeah, good to see him back. Good to see him, trying to buzz around, get involved, which he did. He did get involved. He, a bit sloppy at times, but he said that, I'll put that down to fitness. Give him a, next few games, few more sub appearances, maybe a game in the under 23s or something like that. Get his fitness up, and then he can push Ben White forward, to maybe get a place back. But for the foreseeable now, Ben White be in that right back position. But it was really good to see Tommy back, and I'm sure his fitness will be up to standard soon. And to say, like I've already said, he'll be pushing Ben White back for that right back spot. So, but I'll give him a 5.
Eddie Nketiah was on for like 5 minutes, wasn't he?
Yeah, hard to really mark him, to be honest. Yeah.
So I'm gonna give him a neutral 5.
I thought we'd done all right. I thought we'd done all right, Nketiah. I thought he done a couple of good things when he come on. I genuinely did. I mean, he had a couple of shots in the game. I got him in my notes. He put him over. He was doing good movements. He was running about. He gave away a stupid foul, but that just showed me he was trying to get in the game. He had a couple of shots. So I think he deserves a 5.
Yeah, 5.
Go on, Eddie. Go on, my son.
Emil Smith-Rowe.
Yeah, coming on that left hand side. He's got big shoes to fill, isn't he? I know Martinelli went to the right, but again, he wasn't really on the pitch for that long, to be honest.
5.
Nice new boots though. I can see he's got some like those Illuminous boots that they were wearing.
I'd be interested to see how he's positioned in the team this season, because there's a lot of attacking players in the left side. In the attacking midfield position. So I'd be interested to see where he comes in. We've got a lot of games. I think he's going to be involved in a lot of Europa League games as well. Kieran Tierney.
What do you reckon, Steve?
What kids? He done all right, didn't he, when he come on? I think he gave away a couple of fouls. Well, difficult to mark as well. Again, I give him a 5.
It's funny because he is so different to Zinchenko. He is such a different,
totally different.
Same position, but completely different. It's wild, really.
A comparison that I could make would be like, what's his name? Who's that Ukrainian player that we used to have? Oleg Lushny. Yeah. He's like Kieran Tierney. He's like a workhorse, up and down, like a steam engine, just constantly. Yeah. And Zinchenko's like a Silvino, bit more of the gracious on the ball. It's a bit more like that.
Yeah.
Not like these are those players, but that's what you're getting with Tierney. You're getting Tierney. He's up and down that left-hand side, whipping in balls into the areas constantly. Good defensively, and on the Zinchenko, he's got technically very gifted. Drops into that central midfield role or a bit deeper. He's just everywhere all over the pitch. Two completely different players.
The thing is, you look at Tierney and he is a left back, right? You look at him, that he could probably only play you're playing 4-4-2, he can only play really as a left back.
Zinchenko,
Zinchenko,
or a centre back. Oh yeah, left centre back. Yeah,
yeah. Zinchenko, you look at him and he's not a stereotypical left back, is he? He's like a real hybrid, different type of footballer. Where it's hard.
But we said last week, didn't we? Though we said last week about Zinchenko. I think it was Kieran who made the point that when Zinchenko comes forward, everything that he does is precise. With Tierney is a little bit, not anyhow, but he knows what he wants to do, but he just puts things into areas where Zinchenko puts things on your button, and that's very true. And way the Arsenal playing style, the way we play, that having Zinchenko in that left-sided position behind Martinelli would suit us better than I think. But we've said for a long while now, with Tierney, that he needs to get things in his game right. But I mean, look, we're talking about where's Emil Smith Rowe? Where's he going to be this season? What part is he going to play? Tierney, what's going to happen with him? Last season they were their most two prominent players, and if they wasn't in the side, we was like crying our eyes out that they've got to get back. They're injured. So just show things how things to turn around.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Brilliant, great options to have. Great options.
Great options, unbelievable.
Great option. This is what I was saying a few weeks ago when I said Zinchenko's a statement signing. I think people got confused with what I meant by that. Like, if you're bringing in Zinchenko and you've already got Kieran Tierney at left back, that's a statement. That's like, I can only think of the equivalent of you bring in Jesus and you've got, I don't know, a Dominic Calvert-Lewin as your alternative. Like, you're bringing in two players who can play in that position, who could play in many teams in that position, like in playing the top teams in that position, and you've got two in that position, two solid first team starters in that left back position. That's a statement. Yeah. That's a statement. They're not bringing in a backup. They're bringing in competition, like serious competition.
Also very clever, isn't it? Also very clever from Arteta to bring Zinchenko, because we've seen that Zinchenko is working with Jesus in the last two games.
Yeah,
both at the same club. Very, very clever signing as well.
Yeah, and the fact that he can play multiple positions in that centre midfield role, which I think long term will probably be his position. Mikel Arteta, Jerome.
I got to say something very quickly with Arteta. I'll give him very, very high marks. Thought we could have made his substitutions earlier, really. But I've just got to tell you a funny story. Is my wife isn't really into football at all. Never really watches it with me. Does her own thing. But she loves Arteta ever since she saw like a photo of him. She's like, oh, who's that? Oh, it's Arsenal manager Arteta. And so when she knew this documentary was coming out, I said, I'm going to watch this documentary. She said, oh, okay, I'll watch it with you. Anyway, she's absolutely hooked on it, loves Arteta, and said, for the first time ever, I said, right, I'm going out yesterday. So I'm going out in the morning, then I'm going to come back and watch the Arsenal game because it's on TV out here. And for the first time ever, she said, oh, I might watch it with you. And that is because the
Arteta effect
of Arteta. That is because of Arteta.
Anyone that says anything about Mikel Arteta's team talks, they have not been in a football team. I'm saying that now. I'm saying if you are saying Mikel Arteta doesn't motivate a team, or why does he swear or why does he shout? You've never been in a dressing room, because that. I was watching that and punching the air. I was getting hyped up by it.
This isn't a spoiler at all, but when Arteta said that there was a Spanish coach that used to see players as numbers and not as people, and he said, I can't do that, like they're people. She actually took a video of that little quote that when he said it on the TV and put that as an Instagram story and said, like, how amazing to have a coach like this. Like, how fun must it be to have a coach like this? Like, yeah, he's been fantastic. Yeah, as I said, maybe could have made the substitutions a bit earlier, but you've won the game, played some very good football during it. So yeah, maybe a 9 for Arteta.
Steve, Mikel Arteta.
Well, I've got no story, but I'll. So I can only go by the game. Yeah, his hair looked nice though, I must admit. But no, he could have made the substitutes a bit early. But overall, you know, picked the right team, which I don't suppose is very difficult now to say. You know, he's going to pick the wrong team because you know there's we all know what the team's going to be picked if everyone's fit. To be honest with you, so yeah, I'll give him a 9. You know, I can't really didn't do much wrong, but yeah, I mean, before we go, I think we got our point. I mean, like Yuri Tillemans, where was he in the whole game? Did he got something on his mind or something? I mean,
did you hear what they were singing? Did you hear what the Arsenal fans were singing?
Did he touch?
Yeah.
Did he touch the ball in the whole game? I mean, like, if you play football long enough, and we all have, yeah, sometimes you can read someone. And I was really interested to see how he played. And he just didn't look like he wanted to get involved. He was scared to get on the ball and do anything because we all know Tillemans when he gets
ways. You see those players that are like rabid balls and they're just going for it, and then you see players that they're just thinking, I want to actually play in a different kit on this pitch. And that's
wasn't it?
Much that.
He was too quiet. It was too quiet.
Yeah.
If Rodgers wanted to prove a point that, Tillemans still got a chance to stand at Leicester.
It weren't that.
That weren't that. Did it?
It weren't.
So, but yeah, and they pulled him off, didn't they? In the end.
Yeah, he weren't in it. His head was not in the game at all.
Watch this space, I suppose.
Yeah. All right, that is all we have time for. Thank you very much for joining us tonight, Steve. Tonight.
Yeah, welcome, mate.
And thank you for joining us, Ro.
Yeah, of course. Cheers. Thanks.
And thank you very much for everyone who's joined us in the comment section. Oh, this is a little message from Duke's United showing absolute live wire, the whole lot. Great number 9. I wish United took him rather than you guys. Arsenal clearly ahead of us now. Defence is better with Saliba too. Artifacts has done it. Yeah, well, just keep on watching because this is only the start and we're only in what I'd probably say we're about second gear right now. Bump it up to third for the next game. Couple of big wins against some of the new boys that come into the league over the next couple of games after that. And then we've got them mugs down the road quite soon after. Slap them about. So, yeah.
Thursday night.
Make sure you join us. Make sure you join us for the Arsenal show on Tuesday, 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock every Tuesday. We'll be talking about obviously a little bit more into this game and anything that's happening in the Arsenal world as well. Stay humble, lad. No. Do you know what? Yeah, I said it last night and I'll say it here. Yeah, I'll say it here live. Yeah. I said it on my Twitter. I'm giving you an opportunity, one, to remove any of your slander about Gabriel Jesus joining Arsenal now, because I'm coming for you. I'm just going to type in Gabriel Jesus Arsenal and go through every single one, and I'm going to come for you, yeah? The next one is, you better hope that Arsenal lose every single game for the rest of this season, because I'm going to be horrible. I'm going to be an absolute monster. You're going to hate me. Like, if you don't hate me already, you will hate me, because I am coming for everyone. I'm going to be the worst person to live with. I've had to deal with all sorts of banter and people crowbarring banter at Arsenal for the last 3 or 4 years, yeah? I'm done with it. I am coming for especially Man United fans. Oh, how you tried to hold on to your glory days. I am coming for every single last one of you. So yeah, on that note, peace out, people. Stay safe. And wash your hands.